Alright, this is Vegeta8259, and today I'm going to be doing a review of the 1 to 100 scale Tallgeese. Now, officially, Bandai does not make a 1 to 100 scale Tallgeese 1. Originally this was the Tallgeese 3 kit from Endless Waltz, but the people at Bandai were nice enough to include the parts to make the Tallgeese 1 and Tallgeese 2, as well as the Tallgeese 3, all in one box. So it's almost like getting 3 kits for the price of 1. And I just painted them up in the standard Tallgeese 1 colors, put a few decals on them that I had left over, and did just a couple slight modifications to the kit, nothing major. Alright, the plastic colors that he comes molded in is going to be that light gray that a lot of Gundam wing kits are molded in, blue, a slightly darker gray than the one used for the main body. That's mostly for the joints and stuff. In fact, here's that gray right there. This is one of the hands that he came with. In fact, here's part of Tallgeese 3, and then you can see the comparison between the light gray and the slightly darker gray. Alright. And he comes with just a couple yellow parts. Those are just for Tallgeese 3. And he comes with clear pink for his beam sabers. Now on the Tallgeese 1 has a very not a very creative color scheme. It's mostly just black and white, as you can see. He's got a few gray parts, like silvery stuff for the little missiles. Just a few highlights I did on the kit, like little mechanical details. Like this little bar on here on the stomach. And then he's got yellow for the chest vents, and kind of a yellowish, if I can get around to it, kind of a yellowish goldy color on the back of his head. And then of course that big red crest on top of his head. And sometimes Tallgeese 1 has an eagle on his shield. The model kits have the eagle on it, but he never had that eagle on his shield in the cartoon. So I didn't bother painting it because I wanted to try and make this kind of anime accurate. Anyway, for Poseability, his arms are on a peg, so the shoulders can go 360 if you really watch out for these giant thruster pods on his back. They can go out about that far, and originally he's not supposed to rotate below the shoulder, but if you just sand down that peg that connects the shoulder joint to the upper arm here, you can pretty easily give it a rotation. I mean, all I had to do is just sand down the peg where it was connected, and voila, rotation. It's got the same Gundam wing, Gundam X, G Gundam shoulder, elbow joints, where it's a double jointed polycap, but due to Tallgeese's design, the elbow doesn't even bend 90 degrees. It's just slightly more than 45 degrees. But he does rotate. I can hold this piece still. He does rotate at the elbow. And, as I mentioned earlier, these are not the hands that came with the kit. He came with, where'd they go? The standard Gundam Wing G Gundam Gundam X high grade hands, whereas the ball joint wrist and the 3 fingers are separate from the index finger. And I didn't really think they looked all that great, so I bought a set of B Club option hands. Actually, these were the hands from one of the Zaku Warrior kits from Gundam Seed Destiny, and I just added this little ridge part on the back of the hand, and then painted them black and used them for my Tallgeese, and I actually think they came out pretty well. So it's got a gun hand for the gun here, 2 fists, 2 open palms, and then a beam saber hand. Alright, now for the head is not on a ball joint, it's actually on a peg, so it can go forward and back a bit, and it can rotate 360. Now the thruster pods on the back are on a polycap peg, so they can go up and back, and they can rotate 360. Gotta be careful because sometimes they hit each other. This whole fin can go up and down, and it opens up, and you can see the 2 verniers inside. And I don't know, you might not be able to see them, it might be too dark, but they are in there. Now the torso, the only articulation it has is at the waist, and it could go 360, but the back skirts get in the way, so he can only rotate about that far to each side. And you can see the back skirts come up pretty high off of the waist there. The side skirts aren't attached to the waist, they're actually attached to his leg, so they can go in and out ever so slightly, and then if you pull them out a bit, they can rotate. They should, actually no, they can't go 360 because this peg has little ridges on it, so yeah, they can go side to side, but they can't go full 360. Okay. Alright, the hip joints are ball joints, so they can go forward and back and in and out just a little bit. The knees are double jointed, but they only bend about 90 degrees because of Tallgeese's design. And the ankles are on ball joints, so they can go forward and back, side to side, and rotate just a little bit, not much. Oh, I almost forgot his weapons. His weapons are actually attached to his shoulder armor here, and you can easily detach them. Kind of takes a little bit of work though. There. And this little clip can go up and down, and it folds up when his weapons aren't attached. His gun is pretty nice. It's very long. It is all black, and it's got this little mount here that's 2 polycaps, so it can move back and forth and rotate. So you can pretty much have the gun anywhere where it needs to go. And the nice thing is that he can actually hold his gun in his hand while it's attached to his shoulder armor. Or you can have it detached, doesn't really matter. This little part goes up and down, and the magazine is removable. You can kind of almost see little shells in there. And this small handle right here is on a ball joint. It's supposed to move, but it's really loose, so I just glued it in place because I couldn't really see myself using it that much anyway. The shield is also on the same little connector as the gun. And I suppose, no, you can't. You could have the shield on the right arm, but I don't think you could easily put the gun on the left arm. Or could you? Oh, yeah, I guess you could. So yeah, they are interchangeable. Never mind what I just said. Anyway, this little connector can go up and down quite a ways and rotate 360. The back of his shield has a handle, so I guess he could hold it, but I don't ever remember seeing him hold his shield in the anime, so. He's also got the storage for his beam sabers on the back of the shield. They're back here, and they are kind of tight. As you see, the top of the beam saber just came off, which is why I just put one in there and just left the other beam saber in his hand. And it comes with a nice clear pink beam, so pretty good looking. Alright, and I guess that's actually it for Tallgeese. And I guess the only thing left is the little Zex Marquise, aka Miliardo Peacecraft figure that comes with it in his Preventer pilot suit. It's completely unpainted and it's made of a soft, kind of a rubbery plastic. I don't know if it's the same material as Polycaps, but it actually feels a little bit harder. So I guess that's about it for this review. I really enjoyed this kit. It's definitely worth it just to be able to build all three versions of the Tallgeese just from one box. So yeah, I recommend this kit a lot, and I will see you guys next time.